Welcome to What's New in Visual Studio for .NET developers. My name is Simona, and I'm a product manager in Visual Studio GitHub Copilot.
My name is Junyu. I'm a product manager on VS Diagnostics team. Today, we're excited to walk you through all of the latest update we have on Visual Studio 2022, version 17.12. We're going to walk you through the whole development process, starting from a streamlined editor experience, which set a basis for your coding efficiency, followed by Copilot Assistant, which help you to build faster and more smarter code. Next, we'll be showing you a bunch of new features we have on the debugger toolings, which will help you to make your diagnosing and troubleshooting experience more efficient. Last but not least, we will show you our improved commit and push experience, which aims to give you more seamless preparation to production experience and give you a more efficient version control experience. This is the agenda we have for today's presentation. And the project we'll be using to demo all of the features we have is called eShop. It's actually an open source enterprise level project. It's using a lot of frameworks that you guys might be very familiar with. For the front end, we have web and mobile responsive UI, and that's using ASP.NET Core and Blazor for that. And then for the backend, we're using Entity Framework and PostgreSQL to achieve that. And there's a lot of other cloud-related technology that we are using. And also, the eShop is actually a web application that's built for simulating an e-commerce platform.
Yeah, eShop sounds like a pretty cool project, but it also sounds like a pretty large project. How can I easily find something I want in such a big code base?
Good question, Simona. So one way that you can, when you get this project large as eShop, you can go through the Solution Explorer and just look for files, look at the structures, and maybe target the file you want to learn more about or you want to make an edit. But that's definitely not the most efficient way. So with our newest updates, you can actually use code searches to very efficiently do that. So you can click Control-T to bring up the code search like very efficiently. So yeah, let's say if I want to learn a little bit more on catalog. So I can just type in catalog in the search text box. And you can see that all of those catalog results that we got are actually everywhere inside the entire solution. So that's the default setting. If you don't do anything to it, when you do a search in the code search, it will show everything in the solution. But what if I want to scope my search a little bit more? So with our newest feature inside Visual Studio 17.12, you can do that by setting the context project. So you go to the Solution Explorer, and then you double-click on the project that you want to be a context of your search. And then you go back to the code search dialog, and then you can go to this drop-down button right next to the search text box, select current project. And then see, you can get all the catalog files that's right under the web app component.
That's really convenient.
Yeah, what's more, if you want to refine your search a little bit more, you can actually search for a bunch of catalog-related files and then be able to preview and look at a specific line. So let's say if you want to look at line number 39, so what you do is after the keyword, you follow it by a colon, and then you type number 39. So you can see now all of those have been updated. So you can see all the file and then what is going on at line 39. If there's not enough, they will just show you the entire file. But yeah, you can also turn it off if you don't think you need that much of information by clicking this button on the top right corner to just disable the preview. So if you want to dive into the specific file efficiently, one way of doing it with our newest updates is you can click Control and then double-clicking on any of the list item that you want to dive into, and you can see it takes you in not only the catalog service file, but it actually locates you right at line 39.
So cool, wow.
So yeah, another very highly requested feature that I want to introduce you guys is that you can now dock the search file. So the search dialog, so you can actually put it right over here, or you can even auto hide it if you need. And for you to bring it back, simply just do the command that we're talking about. You can do a Control-T to bring back the code searches, or Control-Shift-P to bring back the feature searches. So yeah, now we have talked a lot about the code search feature. I'm just gonna shift gear a little bit to our finding file features. So this is also, one small feature within the finding file feature is actually also highly requested by a lot of our customers. So how you bring up the finding file dialog is you do Control-Shift-F, which will get you this dialog. And then I'm just gonna do a simple search over here. Let's say I want to search all the to-dos in the solution document. So, okay, you're giving me all the result over here. And what you guys might have noticed is there's a new button here that says refresh search result. So before all this feature has been made here, the finding file actually will only show off the result before the search that have been made. So if you ever make change to a document right after you have found a search, you will actually not be able to update it here. But with this button, you're able to get the most updated result.
That seems like a pretty minor change. What are the use scenarios?
So yeah, great question, Simona. Let's say if I want to just check what's going on at to-do 2. Okay, so to-do 2 is similarly to say that implement the method to get the top catalog items, and I have already implemented the catalog item here. So I will just delete this to-do since it's already done. So why do I showcase this? So if you like refresh it, and then you will realize, okay, you can see that it actually works. Like the to-do 2 no longer exists in the finding file. What we have done is some user research that discovered our developers frequently use finding file feature to keep track of their to-do list and the change in their file. We want our user to be able to always get the most updated information relating to their to-do list. So that's why this feature is very crucial, especially for our developers trying to code efficiently. So yeah, Simona, I want to hear a little bit more about what's going on the Copilot side. Maybe just show us how you can use Copilot to better learn the files and learn the project.
Yes, totally. Let's take a look at my screen right now, and I will take all of you over to this Copilot chat window. So Copilot chat is a great tool for many exploratory tasks, such as explaining programming concepts, learning about syntax for a new language, or getting familiar with a large code base like eShop. So previously, we have heard your feedback that it's hard to iterate with Copilot because you don't know how to get it give you the correct answer. And it puts a lot of burden on the customer to come up with a great prompt up front. So I have taught Copilot to be smarter, to pick up your intent from a question and give you a smoother user experience. So let's try it out. I'll ask Copilot a really general question. What is basket here? Copilot is thinking. And I want to highlight these loading icons. That is also another new feature in Copilot Chat, which is called function calling. So what function calling does, it will search through the entire solution and find any relevant file to your question. So here it finds these 2 basket service files. Even though I didn't hashtag any files, Copilot will use this file and generate a better answer for it. So let's take a look at the answer. First, it gave us a high-level understanding of what is basket. And then it gives me a brief overview of the methods. And at the end, you can easily click on this follow-up question to have this back and forth conversation with Copilot. So I can understand more about the key properties, really get into the details of this basket service, basket item. So now it's easier to have this back and forth communication with Copilot. You don't have to come up a great prompt up front, but let Copilot guide you through this conversation. And yeah, so another thing I want to highlight is some of you might already notice there is a new model picker at the bottom of this window. So you can click on it and you can try out all the new models out here for you. So you can play it around and find which model is the best for you, balancing both speed and quality. So we not only have the OpenAI models, we also have the new Gemini and Cloud, which I know many of you will be really excited for. A quick note is all these OpenAI models will be available for you in 17.12 GA, which is right now. And then the Gemini and Cloud will be available in upcoming releases.
That's very exciting, Simona. But one thing I've actually heard is that customers' greatest pain point is Copilot doesn't always give the most accurate response. So what has the team done to kind of improve that situation?
Yeah, that's a great question and right on the spot. So since Copilot's launch in 2021, it has transformed the way developers write code by leveraging AI to improve efficiency. So Copilot could be good for many tasks, but we acknowledge it can be frustrating sometimes. So all large language models face this issue, where it could give you an incorrect answer, but with really high confidence, or it can just make up something that does not exist and deliver it to you. So in the Copilot context, it could give you some really convincing C# types or class, but that doesn't really exist. So when you hit tab to accept, it will give you red squiggles, and we know it's frustrating, right? So I've been working hard to reduce those issues and deliver more accurate responses. So one part of the problem is Copilot does not know about the newest version of .NET or C# because it was trained on previous models. And the other part of the issue is Copilot knows little about your local project. If it doesn't know anything about eShop, it's easy for it to just make up something and deliver it to you. So we have been working on enlarge the context window for Copilot. Let's take a look at what changes we have done for Copilot completions. So completions are gray text that will pop up as you type to speed up the coding process. So previously, the context completions are pretty limited to the open files. So it will require customers to consciously open the files and then feed those contexts to Copilot completions. Now it's getting smarter. So previously, I have created this catalog logger file, and it's a particular logger I want to use for my catalog service. And let's see if Copilot can understand I want to use this logger. Exactly, that's the logger I'm looking for, catalog logger.
That's so cool. How is that done?
Yeah, I know, right? Because logger is an instance that can be defined so many times, defined outside in this large project or defined in C# or .NET. But Copilot can get the exact one I'm looking for. So what happened is now Copilot, when giving you completions, it will take all the relevant types into consideration. So here, there's catalog item object, and if we scroll all the way down, I previously created a private method that used catalog logger. So Copilot will be like, all of these are relevant, and I need to take them into consideration. So some other changes we have done is to subtract all these high-level traits from your project, such as what language you're using, what version is the language, which framework you're using, and then teach Copilot about all of these high-level traits so it can give you a more accurate response to the specific version of things you are using. So that you can try out Copilot, all the updates with your newest .NET framework. One other thing I want to quickly show you is a user experience improvement for Copilot. So let's say if we want to get catalog item with discount price. Okay, I have a typo, but I think Copilot can understand me still. I think. Yeah, so this is a long function. So sometimes Copilot can be really passionate and give us a long completion. And we've heard from you, it would be great to have a partial accept experience. So now, as you can see, we already have partial accept word by word by doing control right arrow. So I can accept one word at a time up to wherever you want. And we're also working on building a partial accept line by line, so you can accept up to the line you want. Hopefully, this will make your Copilot completion editing experience easier. Yeah, so all of the quality improvements we have made for Copilot completions are also in Copilot chat. I'm intentionally skipping that demo because my colleague Ria is doing a session specifically for Copilot in Visual Studio right after hours. So please check out her session if you are interested in learning more exciting updates for Copilot in VS. Now we have seen how Copilot can help us with code changes in Visual Studio. Junyu, since you're the expert about debugging in this room, are there any ways Copilot can help us with debugging?
Yeah, let's just bring it over to my device, and I have already built the application and actually run it, the web app. So yeah, let's let's look a little bit closer at the specific example. So what we are having right now is something that you might encounter a lot. It's like when you are working with a lot of .NET project, it's very inevitable that you will be working with a large data set. So debugging code working with large data sets are not really easy. Usually it's very frustrating when you are encountering unintended results or you are encountering different kinds of exceptions. And we are really trying to make the process easier for you guys by introducing iEnumerable Visualizer for you. And in this case, so in this case, if we can actually use iEnumerable Visualizer, it can actually help you to look at the dataset as a whole, which will make this whole process easier for you. And another update we have made recently is a thing called editable expression, which enables you to make changes using link queries to do advanced sorting and filtering.
Yeah, but it's not that easy to write link queries anyways, right? Because you have to remind all the context and comment.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So let's click View here, and then which will taking us to the iEnumerable Visualizer. And then it seems like we're encountering some random.
Let's try it again.
Let's try it again.
That's the live demo situation.
Yeah, there's some kind of thing happen with live demo. Okay, well, even though it doesn't work as intended, but like I'm just gonna talk through this feature a bit more. So what you can notice is with the editable expression, you actually have a small icon over here. So you can click to it, and then it will, if it like work as intended, it will take you to Copilot chat, and then it will ask you for what like link query you want to give in, and you can actually type in whatever command that you want to give in text, and then what Copilot will do instead is actually giving you a bunch of link query that they think you need, and you can pick the one that you think is exactly match your needs, and then you will update inside the iEnumerable Visualizer right after you said just show me in the visualizer. So yeah, that's the first change we're gonna introduce you guys. This change can actually be like working with like very flexibly. You can use it help you to identify faulty data. You can use it to kind of do any kind of advanced sorting and filtering, and you can also use it to just simply as a link playground, because we understand working with link might be hard. Working with link requires a lot of knowledge with link syntax, and it requires a lot of trial and error as you need. But yeah, that's the first feature I'm trying to introduce today, and then I will just step over to the next one. So, okay, so yeah, I have a breakframe right here, and I just want to give some context relating to this this class called Catalog Helper. So it's a library that it's a library coming from like an outside model, and then I'm actually having web app component reference to this outside model, and then so I actually have a breakpoint within this model, but it seems like yeah, seems like it's not going. Yeah, something is not going right with this.
Yeah, what does the hollow breakpoint mean?
So it means that the breakpoint has some binding issue. So you can see inside the catalog service, if I actually want to just keep running into this, but it is not able to take me within the catalog helper. So let's see if Copilot can help us to solve this issue. So this feature actually is trying to help you to solve a lot of breakpoint binding issue, which happen pretty often, especially when you are like using different kinds of library and having some problem like finding the cache of the library. So with this feature, I think you can be able to kind of figure out all different kinds of breakpoint things to troubleshoot. Oh, I think my visualizer is not feeling too happy today.
Not having a good day today.
Not having a good day. But let's see if I can click Show Module Window to see if like my Visual Studio can carry it on. Okay, it's asking me to go to the module window. And I know the catalog helper lies within a library called external catalog external catalog libraries. So you can see that symbol is not loading correctly. Maybe that's why it's causing the breakpoint bending issue. So let's see if breakpoint troubleshooter can help us to solve this issue.
Yeah, I think there's some displaying.
Yeah, there's some displaying issue. It wouldn't happen in GA. Don't worry about it. It's just something wrong with my laptop. So yeah, and let's just wait. And okay, now you can see that symbol is get loaded correctly, and then you can see that the breakpoint changes from hollow to a solid breakpoint, which means now it's fully functioning, which is pretty nice.
Yay.
So yeah, let's just keep going. So, okay, now you can see it's throwing a exception. It's throwing an exception right here. So this actually is our newest enhancement in Visual Studio Debugger. In the past, before version 17.12, Visual Studio can actually not like cut asynchronous exceptions because C# compiler actually have like a state machine that handles all those like exceptions. So debugger will think this exception already got used and handled, which is pretty frustrating for a lot of people working with multi-threaded applications. So with our newest change, actually now our debugger can count this kind of issues, and then you can solve it with the normal exception helper. You can also ask Copilot, since this kind of issue is usually more complicated. So yeah, within this support, you can build your multi-threaded application more efficiently. So I will hand it over to Simona. She will tell us a little bit more about how the commit and push process has been made easier to use.
Yes, let's come back to my screen. So we have made a bunch of updates to the eShop repo. And let's say we're ready to commit and push. So some of you might already know this feature we brought in previous versions is AI-generated commit message. So you can have Copilot to help you generate a commit message and save your time. Boom, there it is. What could be even better is what if this message can represent my own voice? Right now, for my own style, it's a bit too long for me. Yeah. So let's see. We don't want our commit message to sound like robot. So there's a new feature for you to give customized instructions to Copilot for generating your commit message. Let's go to Tools Options window, find GitHub Copilot, and then if you scroll all the way down, you're gonna find this feature. So if you don't give it anything, this is the default instruction. And I already write something and copy it over. This is my instruction. I like a short title. I want my body to be all in bullet points and short bullet points, so it's easy to read. And I like to have a footer to give credits of whomever helped me with this commit. So let's take a try to see if Copilot can pick up this new instruction I give to it. Okay, that's it.
Wow, that's so cool.
Exactly what I wrote in the instructions. So after you can always accept this new message and edit yourself. So for example, I'm gonna add Junyu's name here because she actually did a lot of the work in this commit. So with now this new feature, you will be able to represent your own voice in the AI commit message. Now let's take a look at another feature. So sometimes code development can be really collaborative, and you need to share your code with colleagues. But simply copy-pasting the function is not enough because the context around this current function is equally important for them to consider. If your colleague is working on another repo and it could be disruptive to their workflow if you ask them to check out your repo. So previously, how might you have done this is first open your browser, then go to either GitHub or ADO, wherever your repo lives, find the exact file, and then find the exact function. But now you can do all of that with one click in Visual Studio. So I want to share this function. I'm going to right-click, go down and find Git, and copy GitHub permalink. Let's see if this is working as expected. Pull up browser. Great, there it is.
Wow.
Yeah, it highlights the exact function I selected in Visual Studio. And there are multiple entry points for this new feature. You can, if you want to share the entire file, you can always right-click to pull up the context window and then find copy GitHub permalink. If you want to share another file in the Solution Explorer, you can right-click from here to share the basket item, find Git, and copy permalink. You can even do it from your commit history. So I view all previous commit. Here's the initial commit. Maybe I want to share something we did for a change here. I can copy this line, copy the line correctly, and then git copy permalink. So that's a new feature, and this feature has been an extension on Visual Studio Marketplace with almost 5,000 downloads. So we understand how helpful this could be, and we are bringing it inbox for you, so you can use it more conveniently.
Nice.
So, all right, that's all the features we have prepared for you today. We hope you found something interesting and exciting. So here is a review slide. Feel free to take a screenshot. And just a reminder, all the features here except partial accept are available in Visual Studio 17.12 GA for you. So please download the newest Visual Studio and try it out for yourself. Part of the reason that we can do this great feedback is because of you who have been giving us great feedback. So help us to make even more community-driven improvements by starting the conversation on developer community today. Also, don't forget to download the newest .NET 9. And if you're interested for more Visual Studio contents, our colleagues, Ria and Harshada, are giving more sessions after hours, one about GitHub Copilot and one about debugging in Visual Studio.